Hi there, I'm Julie. Welcome to this 30-minute Vinyasa Flow class. Put on something comfortable and let's get going. So if you stand with your feet hip distance apart and just take a moment to close your eyes and connect into your breathing. Breathing in and out through your nose. Take some long, deep breaths in. And out, just connecting to being in the here and now, finding some space for yourself in this moment. And as you stand here breathing in and out through your nose, just allow yourself to sway gently forwards and backwards on your feet. Spread your toes nice and wide. Lifting the toes up as you sway back onto the heels of your feet, placing them down as you sway forwards. And then find a midpoint where you find that you're naturally even between the fronts and the back of your feet. And lift your toes against once more, really lifting into the arches of your feet. And draw the energy up from the earth, draw up through the calf muscles, through the thighs, into your pelvis, drawing your navel towards your spine. And just place your hands onto your belly for a moment. And take a deep breath in through the nose, feel the belly rise. And exhale, feel the belly draw back towards your spine. And just take a couple of more breaths. Keep those toes lifted. Exhale. Letting the stale air leave your body. Nice deep breath in, belly rises. And exhale, belly back towards your spine. Allow your arms to drop by your sides. Place your toes down onto the mat, but keep that sense of lift and energy coming up through the legs. And then if you want to open your eyes, inhale, take your arms wide, reach up, look up. And exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees the first time, take your hands towards the mat. I'm just going to turn sideways for a moment. Inhale, come halfway up, hands onto your shins. And then exhale, take your head back towards your knees. And then stepping back, right leg, left leg, and going all the way down to a push-up position. Remember, you can bring knees down, keep your elbows in. Inhale. Lift and open the chest. Allow the chest to draw through the arms. Come up onto the tops of the feet, lifting the thighs off the mat if you can. And exhale, roll over the toes or step over into your first down facing dog. So spread your fingers nice and wide. First finger pointing forward. Allow the inner creases of the elbows to point up to the ceiling. Gently opening up through the backs of the knees, pedaling one foot at a time towards the earth. Keep breathing in and out through the nose, drawing navel towards your spine. And then when you're ready, inhale, looking forward, step the feet through and lengthen your spine again. And exhale, draw your head to your knees. Inhale, take your arms wide, reach up and look up. And exhale, prayer position. Let's go again. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to floor, head to knees. Inhale, lengthen your spine, fingertips onto the mat. And exhale, step back. So your choice, knees down or take a full push-up position, elbows in. Inhale, roll over the toes, lift and open the chest. And exhale into your down dog. Spread those fingers wide. Inner creases of the elbows point up to the ceiling. Lifting the navel towards the spine, ribs draw in. And just allow the tailbone to tuck under ever so slightly and opening up the backs of the knees. You can pedal one foot at a time towards the earth if you want to. Make sure the back of the neck is loose, maybe nodding and shaking your head a few times. Deep breaths in and out through the nose, and then when you're ready, look forwards. Inhale, step or walk the feet forwards, lengthen your spine, and exhale, head to knees. Inhale, reaching up, look up, And exhale, prayer position. Going to shake it up a little bit now. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to floor, head to knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step the right foot back. Place the knee down. Remember, you can use a knee pad if you want to. And then inhale, lunge position, reach up. You can keep the arms wide or hands together. And then exhale, take the hands to the mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right. You're in a full plank position. Exhale, knees, or you can do a full press up position. Inhale, lift and open the chest. And exhale, down dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Remember to keep those fingers nice and wide, really connecting down into the earth. Open up the space between the shoulders, drawing your navel to your spine. And then inhale, take your right leg high into the air. Lift it as hard as you can, then bring your knee towards your chest as you transfer back through your plank position and hold it there. Working those abs tight, draw the knee up, lift it as high as you can, keep pointing the toes, and then step that right foot forwards. Take the left foot forwards to meet it. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, head to knees. Inhale, take the arms wide, reach up, look up. Exhale, prayer position. Let's go again. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to floor, head to knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, step that left foot back. Left knee goes down. And inhale, lunge position, reaching up. So have a nice big beach ball, keeping those shoulders open. Or you can bring the hands together if that feels okay for you. Then exhale, hands to the mat, tuck the back toes, and right foot goes back into down dog. Take a couple of deep breaths. So always breathe in and out through the nose if you can. If you've got a cold, obviously breathe in and out through the mouth if you need to. Keep ensuring you keep space in those shoulder blades, drawing navel to spine. And then inhale, take that left leg high, point the toes, reaching up as high as you can, and then transitioning into your plank, but drawing your left knee close to your chest, really drawing that knee high, pointing your toe, really working your abdominal muscles here. Squeeze, 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 keep pushing the earth away, and then step that left foot through between your hands. Step the right foot through to meet the left, lengthen the spine, and exhale, head to knees. Inhale, take your arms wide, reach up, look up, and exhale, prayer position. Let's go again. Inhale, reach up, look up, exhale, swan dive, take your arms wide, take your hands to the mat, draw your head to your knees. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale. If you want to this time, you can hop back rather than step back, and you're going to lower down, push up position. Inhale, lift and open the chest, and exhale over to down dog. Right leg rises again, point that right toe as high as you can, push into the hands, try and keep the hips as level as you can. Look to your hands, step the right foot through, between, and just allow the left foot to pivot behind you. I'm going to take that left arm under and up, looking to your hand. Try and keep the buttock drawn in, tendency will be it pops out to the side. Let's keep everything drawn to the centre, and then I want you to imagine your arm starts down at your hip and it's coming up, reaching out through that hand, and then lifting the chest towards the ceiling. Keep that right knee rooted to that right arm, and breathe. If you want an easier version, if this gets too tough, you can always bring the forearm up onto the thigh and still work that arm over. So your choice, choose whatever feels good for you this evening. Take the left hand to the mat and back to your plank position, lower down, push up position. Inhale, lift and open the chest. Exhale, down dog. Take a couple of breaths here. And then inhale, left leg rises. Point the left toes high. Looking to your hand, step that left hand foot through towards your left hand. Right foot pivots down onto the mat, and then that right arm comes under and up. And as it does, draw that left buttock in underneath you. Don't let it swing out to the side. Remember, you could take this option if it feels better for you, but I want you to keep focusing on opening the hips and imagining your arm starts down at your hip and you're really reaching out there up to your fingertips. Breathe in and out through the nose. You could let that left hand go, it's just there as a support. All of the weight bearing is through the legs, nice and strong. Good, take the right hand to the mat, step your left foot back to your right, knees down if you want to, or full press up position. Inhale, lift and open the chest, looking forwards. Exhale, down dog. And we're going to take 5 long, deep breaths here. So remember those pointers, spread those fingers wide, inner creases of the elbows pointing up to the ceiling, and just feel how that opens the space between your shoulder blades. And then draw your navel towards your spine, and as you do so, feel your ribs drawing in and feel your tailbone gently turning under, and open up that space in the back of the legs. All the while breathing deeply in and out through your nose. Looking forwards, so your choice, you can hop or step forwards. Lengthen the spine, and then exhale, take your head to your knees. Inhale, take your arms wide, reach up, look up, and exhale, prayer position. Let's just take a couple of breaths here just to reground ourselves. Allow the arms to come back by your sides. And even allow yourself to lift your toes again. And I really want you to feel your connection with the earth, drawing the energy up through the soles of your feet, up through your legs, into your pelvis. You feel your whole foundation supported and nourished by the earth. Good, and let's get ready to go again. So this time we're going to bend your knees. You're going to take your fingers down towards the mat. Keep the knees bent, and inhale, take the arms wide and up. So you can imagine you're holding a ball here, or if it feels comfortable for your shoulders, you could bring the hands together. And then exhale, hands to floor, head to knee, straighten the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, hop or step backwards, elbows in as you lower down to your push-up position. Inhale, lift, open the chest, and exhale into your down dog. And you're going to turn your left toes out, step your right foot through to where your right hand is, dial that right hip in. Inhale, take the arms up, you're in warrior one position. You can have your beach ball, your hands together, your choice. Hold and breathe. So keep dialing the front of that thigh forwards as well, the left thigh, and keep a nice bend in that right knee. And then keep looking to the right hand and just allow the left hand to come down behind you till it finds the back of the knee or the back of the thigh, wherever feels good for you. Reverse warrior, and then bend a little bit more into that right knee if it feels good for you. If it's not comfortable for the head to look up, you can keep looking forwards. So make whatever adjustments you need to. Good, and then exhale, rainbow the arms back forwards, hands to mat, step back, lower down, push up position. Inhale, lift and open the chest, looking forwards. Exhale, down dog, right foot turns out, left toe steps through to where your left hand would be, bend the front knee, inhale, reaching up. Imagine you're holding that beach ball, that right thigh's dialing forward. Make sure the toes turn in so you're not cranking your knee round. You want to make sure there's good alignment all the way down. So toes, knees, hip. You can bring the hands together if you want to. Good, and then allow the right arm just to come down behind you and lift your chest towards the sky or the ceiling. Right hand meets the back of the thigh, maybe the calf, maybe the back of the knee. And feel the whole front of the body opening up. You can bend a little bit more into that left knee if it feels okay for you. And then exhale, rainbow the arms back forwards, hands to the mat. Step back, lower down, elbows in. Inhale, lift and open the chest. Feel the space you're creating in your body. And exhale into down dog. So spread those fingers wide. Open that space between your shoulder blades. Allow the back of the neck to be nice and easy. Release any tension that might still be hanging around there just by moving the head freely. Opening up the backs of the knees. And then look to your hands, your option. You can step, walk, or hop forwards. Lengthen the spine and exhale, head to your knees. Bending your knees, fingertips stay down on the earth. And then inhale, reach up, keep the knees bent. Exhale, hands to prayer position. Let's go again, bending your knees. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to the mat, head to your knees. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, hop or step back in plank position. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, lift and open the chest, looking forwards. Exhale, into down dog. So your left foot's going to turn out again here and plant. Right hand is going to move itself to where that right hand is. Dialing that right hip in. And then inhale, coming back up into warrior one. Reaching up. So you make whatever adjustments you need to. Common mistakes you see here is people try and be on a tightrope with their feet. So their heels are in line. Doesn't work very well because you haven't got any space for your hips. So make sure your hips are nice and wide apart on your rail. I like to think of it as railway tracks. And then inhale, laying that left arm, come behind you, reach up through the right arm, reverse warrior. And if you feel you've got a little bit more space, you can bend into that right knee. Good, and then we're going to transfer the weight forwards, bringing the forearm onto the thigh to start off with. And we're going to adjust our feet slightly. So we're going to line our heels up this time, like we're on that tightrope. And then we're going to take that left arm up towards the ceiling. And if it feels okay for you, you can allow that right hand to come down and find the floor, whether it's fingertips or the palm of the hand all the way down. Reaching up. And again, if it's not comfortable for the neck to look at the hand, just look forwards. And then go really slowly with this. We're going to straighten the front leg as much as we can and transfer into Trikonasana Triangle pose. So you can move your hand here. If your fingertips happy on the floor, that's fine. I should have mentioned you could have also used a block. You can always have a block under the hand, or you can move that hand up onto the ankle if it feels better, or even higher if that's better for where you are today. Just go with what feels good for you and feel that space opening up through that groin area, through the front of the hips. Good. And then allow that left hand to come down to the mat, step the right hand wide and step back into a push-up position as you lower down. Inhale, up dog, looking forwards. Exhale, down dog. Just take a couple of breaths. So allow the right toes to turn out, step the left foot through to the hand and inhale back to warrior one. You might have noticed I'm laughing every time I move because I'm noticing my hair is flicking me in the face and I'm wondering how long it's going to get before we all are allowed out again. So I'm going to have to put it in a bun or something. or allow Steve to cut it, which would be a really bad idea. So I definitely don't want to do that. Reaching up. Really engage that back leg nice and strong. Then right hand comes back, reverse warrior, reaching up. Right hand comes down behind you. You might notice you've got more space because we've been in this pose a few times now. Just allow yourself to sink into the space, but don't force it. You're there because it's inviting you in. It feels good. It doesn't feel too much. Good, and then allow the forearm to come down onto the thigh. And just adjust your feet as much as you need to so you can get those heels in line with each other. And then that right arm comes up to the ceiling. And if it's okay for you, that left hand can go down to meet the earth, whether it's fingertips, whether it's a block, whether it's your hand, reaching up. So keep focused here on drawing that left hip in. Don't let it flay out to the side. Dial everything in and the energy going up. Strong legs. Strong foundation. Good, and then we're going to transfer into Trikonasana, straightening that front leg as much as feels good for you. Fingertips stay on the mat or maybe on a block, or you can move your hand onto your shin or a little bit higher if you want to. Choose what feels good for you. Remember to let the head be free if that's better for you. Probably notice my shoulder creeping up there. Make sure the shoulders stay down and back. Good, and then looking to the earth, rainbow the hands back down to the mat, step back, lower down to your push-up position. Inhale, up facing dog, and exhale, down facing dog. And just enjoy the space. Open the fingertips. Allow the inner creases to roll up to the ceiling. Feel the space between your shoulders. Allow your head to be easy. Draw your navel to your spine and breathe. Look to your hands, bend your knees, step or jump forwards, lengthen your spine. Exhale, head to your knees, bending your knees. Inhale, arms come up, knees stay bent. Exhale, prayer position. And again, just take a couple of breaths. Your choice, you can stay in prayer position or just allow the hands to float down by your sides. Reconnect your energy down into the earth. And we're going to flow one more sequence. Find the space in your lungs, the space in your breath. There is space within us all the time. Just sometimes we need to remind ourselves or invite ourselves in. And then when you're ready, inhale, take your arms wide, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to floor, head to knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hop or step back, lower down to your push-up position. Inhale, up dog, open that chest as much as you can. We're going to hold it here for a couple of breaths. So you really want to make sure you're not compressing your spine. You're allowing the chest to flow through the arms. I'm pushing the tops of my feet into the mat. My buttocks is relaxed, but my legs are engaged. And then exhale, rolling over my toes into down facing dog. Inhale, take that right leg high, bend the knee, and just allow your head to look under your right armpit. Deep breaths. Really opening up that right hip as much as you can. Good. Turning to look at your hand, step that right foot to the outside of your right hand. And option here, you can stay up so that the back knee is off the mat, or you can bring the back knee down to the floor. your choice. Just have a little experimentation with that. If it's comfortable to bring that knee down, you can release the toes behind you. But staying here is just as good to get a nice stretch into those hips. We often hold a lot of tension in the hips, especially when we're feeling anxious or stressed, which is probably quite magnified for a lot of us at the moment. So it's really nice just to sit and explore how this feels for you. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, you might be able to bring yourself down lower. So this is where it's handy to have blocks or even a cushion. Let me just grab a cushion here. So if you've got a cushion, you can just bring yourself down onto it to rest. Or if you want to, you can bring your hands or forearms all the way down to the mat. So key thing here is don't let the knee rock out all the way over. You want to keep it as glued to you as you can. And sometimes it's nice actually to take your right hand underneath and just hug the leg in towards you. I'm quite happy we just stay here in this lizard pose. Good, coming back onto the hands. So we're going to work our right foot over towards our left hand or towards the left hip. So we're going to move into Pigeon Pose. So the higher the foot up, or the higher the foot is in line with the knee, the more intense the stretch. I don't care how intense you want it to be. The key thing here is that you look after your knees and your hips. You don't want to force your knee or your hip into a position it's not ready for. So just allow that foot to draw back down towards you till you feel a good stretch in the outside of your right buttock, okay? And then once you're there, make sure both hip bones are facing down to the mat. Bring your forearms down. Again, if you've got a cushion, the benefits of being at home, you can get a pillow and almost have a rest if you want to. I like to hang it out here though. So just try and be aware of anywhere else you might be holding tension at the moment. So common thing when we're in this pose might be for the shoulders to come up, for us to clench our buttock muscles, especially that left one. I want you to try and let everything go and really focus on the sensations that are going on in this right buttock here and this feeling of space opening up for you. It's almost like you can feel the hip joint rolling round in the socket. So you have a ball and socket joint, so it's almost like you have that sensation of it moving back and under as the muscles start to release the tension. So see if you can tune into that and tune into your breathing. And then when you're ready to come out, walk your hands back in towards you. And you might want to stay here for a moment and holding that pose, but in a nice upright position. Again here, just make sure you're not compressing the lower spine. So there is space through the front of the hips, rolling you down towards the mat. And then to come out, you're going to tuck the back toes. Your choice here, you can just slide that right knee back behind you into an all fours position, or if you can lift all the way up into your down dog. And that should feel really nice and open on that right side. Hold your down dog, take a few breaths. And left leg rises, take it as high as you can, bend the knee and allow your head to turn and look underneath your left armpit. Allow that left hip to open. Really push into those hands, nice and strong, connected down to the earth. Lift up onto the ball of that right foot, then looking back towards your hand, placing that left foot to the outside of your left hand. And Like I said before, you can stay here nice and high, get a really lovely stretch here through the front of that left hip, or sorry, through the front of the right hip, and maybe into the top of the hamstring on the left side. Or you can bring that back knee down and you can stay here or take your options. So remember, if you've got a block or a cushion, you can bring your forearms down. Or if you want to work a bit deeper, take your forearms all the way down to the mat. An option again if you want to hug the left foot. Do what feels good for you. And always stay connected with your breathing. And release that tension from your hips. And if you find yourself getting stuck, I'm noticing this side is feeling a lot more stuck than the other side. So I'm really focusing on my breath, and I'm trying to channel my breath into my hip crease where it feels particularly stuck. And often our tendency will be to want to come out of the pose. If it's really uncomfortable or painful, then of course back off. But if it's just discomfort, I invite you to sit with it and breathe with it, and just notice and be present with what changes as you enable yourself to breathe and stay with that sense of discomfort. Okay, so we're going to transition into our pigeon pose, so hands coming up. So again, remember, the higher the knee is, or the higher it is in line with the ankle, the more intense this is going to be. So you choose what feels good for you. Allow that foot to float back down towards the right hip for a less intense pose. And then you choose coming onto the forearms, maybe coming all the way down if you want to, onto your forehead, onto your arms. And again, focus here, good alignment, making sure the hip bones are both pointing down. Tendency can be to stay hanging over on this left buttock. You're not going to get a stretch in your right buttock if you're there, so you really want to allow the weight to come over and forwards. And notice anywhere you're holding tension that you don't need to. Don't allow it to muscle in on you getting the most out of this that you need to. Another nice way to release some tension is just allow the outside edges of your mouth to lift up, like you're smiling, can help release tension from the hip area, from the pelvis area. Everyone loves a smile. Okay, so to come out of the pose, come back in onto your hands, tuck the back toes, you can slide onto all fours, or you can lift straight into your down dog position. And just notice that space you've created. Good. Allow yourself to come onto your knees and allow yourself to sit back on the heels of your feet. So namaste, that's the end of this Vinyasa Flow class. You can either now go to a nice relaxation, or if you'd like a little bit more, I suggest you take one of the basic or beginners classes so you can work more deeply in your flexibility, but in a more gentle way. Have a